Hello, my name is Oliver Jackson, and for this project, I interviewed my grandmother, Sandra Peacher. She is 77 years old, and her age is part of the reason that I chose to interview her, but also because she lived in Detroit, Florida, with a lot of diversity in her life, and she has lived through several decades of economic change. And I like this idea of this project because it helps to understand what inflation actually looks like through someone's real life, not just through numbers in a textbook. So during this interview, we talked about her life experiences spanning through her childhood and adulthood. See, one of the biggest things that caught my attention was that my grandma at first looks made a lot less money than people do in today's age. $1 an hour as her first job is absurd. But the more I realized and digged into it, I saw that a gallon of gas only costed around 17 cents a gallon. So that $1 could buy her around 5 gallons of gas. And using the inflation calculator, that $1 is around $10 in today's money, which is around minimum wage still, and can buy around 5 gallons of gas at $2 a gallon. So it made me realize that even though numerically it looks like she was poor, it really wasn't, because just the dollar was worth a different amount back then, so that was a normal pay. Throughout this interview, I also learned that inflation doesn't affect every good the same way. See, for my grandma's car, she had a 1959 Chevy Impala. She bought it for $4,000 back then, and using the inflation calculator, it was calculated to be worth $44,000 today. But I searched up online, and it is worth around $200,000 worth today. And that made me realize that inflation does not affect every good the same way. And it helped me understand that inflation measures changes in the general price level, but things like cars are also affected by supply, demand, rarity, and location. Another example I noticed this was her house, as her rent was $700 a month, and according to the inflation calculator today, it would cost $7,000 a month. But I checked on Zillow, and it was really worth $395 a month today because it depreciated in value. Now, on a personal level, this interview really helped me feel more connected to my grandmother. See, us having different numerical allowances made me think that maybe I'm spoiled. But when I did the inflation calculator, I realized that we pretty much had the same allowance. Another thing that struck my attention was that at my age, she already had many more adult responsibilities than I do now, including a full-time job and a kid. And taking note that she had my mother 2 years after that. Honestly, I was complaining with my situation in life in the world we live in today, but this really made me appreciate how different economic expectations were in the past and how it simmered down today. To be quite honest, I've always been confused about inflation. It just didn't make sense how money went up out of nowhere. But this project helped me understand that it's more than just a statistic, but it changes how people live, work, and plan their futures. Overall, honestly, this project has made me feel more confident going forward with my future. I'm more confident in knowing how the money system works and what I'm going to do with my money and how I'm going to invest it to prepare for inflation to come.